Hey guys, what's your names?
Hey, I'm Jack.
Hi, I'm Shami Lorraine.
Well, Jack and Shami Lorraine, welcome to Messy Friendship Lessons. Are you guys excited?
So excited. Are you excited?
Have you done this before?
No, this is my first podcast episode ever. So the title of today's episode is My Friend Using Me? We're talking about it because I got a message on TikTok from one of our gals, and they wanted me to talk about their scenario. And when I read it, I thought this actually brings on a wider topic that we can get into. But first, I want to start by giving her the advice she asked for. I would hate, by the way, if I asked for advice on an episode and I had to listen to the whole entire episode to get my advice. I don't know, so I just thought, let's start with it right out of the gate. So you guys ready?
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to read? What she... Okay.
Yeah, I'll read what she says. Oh my gosh, I didn't say, but if you're a regular listener, you'll know Jack. But Jack's my bestie. I spoke about her in the last episode.
Stop, you're my bestie. Also,
And-
first ever... No, second ever.
Episode?
One of the first episodes ever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we
Oh my
were.
gosh, wait, guys, we're actually running it back because our
Three's a
second
Crowd,
ever
no?
episode was Three's Always a Crowd.
Yeah.
And
mine's
it was the
another
three of
third.
us. And again, it's the three of us. Anyway, guys, okay, so I literally said I don't want to make her wait.
Oh, sorry.
let me get it.
But can I ask one thing?
What?
Can we answer that question at the end of the episode?
Is three always a crowd? Okay. Ready? She said, hey, can you keep anonymous? We will, don't worry. But I would really like to hear you guys talk about my situation. I had a friend that stayed with me at uni rent-free. She doesn't go to uni. She lives back in London. So I paid for food all by myself as well. This was from September to December, then January to March, on and off. And then when I finally asked her for money, £150, because I was struggling, she started airing me and complaining to my other friends, saying, I can't believe she would ask me for that. Am I in the wrong?
No.
Why was she staying with her?
I guess she just didn't have somewhere to stay. She doesn't go to uni, she lives in London. Yeah, true. Why was she staying in university campus?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was actually about to ask, was she airing you while she was staying with you?
Imagine.
Can I have £150?
Like, just do that for the rest of the podcast.
Like, okay, so do you have advice to give, or
Let's just talk about this. Okay, just
actually
give me.
talk about it?
Yeah.
And I want you to think about this as people who have obviously been in university. Glory be to God. You're in university. There's a small amount of money that you're managing for that month, right? You're feeding yourself. You're going out. You're, I don't know, doing whatever with your friends. You take somebody into that place. You are now feeding for two. In university, feeding for one sometimes is already enough of a struggle. Feeding for two is a completely different struggle, and that's two adults. So two meats. 2 carb, 2 yogurts. It's a lot. No, guys, I actually need to think about it. It's a lot because you have a full pack of yogurt, and now what lasted you 4 days has lasted you 2 days. And I'm actually not one on like being selfish. I'm more than happy to like do that. I had people stay with me at university for like weeks. Like I genuinely, and I was fine with it. But it's when it comes to that element of like contributing. I think the mistake, I don't think it's a mistake. I don't think it's wrong for her to ask her for £150. But I think if she had done it whilst they were actually together and being like, oh, well, can we go to the grocery shop? Do you mind buying the chicken? And maybe I'll get the veg. Very different and a nice way to split things up. And I think she would have been met with less of a whoa. Because already if I'm staying with you rent free, it doesn't give I have £150 to spare. So the £150 just feels like, whoa. Maybe I came to you in a downtime and now you're demanding money from me. But I also do not think the girl is in the wrong because she has lived out of pocket for a long time.
Yeah.
Supporting somebody. You're not a mommy.
Mommy?
You're not a mommy. You're a friend. Like
Money mommy?
Sugar mommy?
Is that a thing?
Money mommy.
I think it's sorry something
I
new.
kinda like that.
Money
mommy.
mommy. You're not a money mommy girl.
To add my 2 cents, I think it depends on why she was staying with you. And I would hope that to be honest, I would hope that my friends would default to offering at least something if I'm hosting them. Like, I think that's just polite. However, if you go 6 months and you let that continue on as the norm, how is your friend to know that you feel that way? Again, I would assume it's just like common manners unless you had discussed it previous to them coming to stay with you, that they offer something. But yeah, without knowing the context of like why they were staying there, blah blah blah. But I think also when you asked for the money, like, did you say, hey, I felt this type of way?
How did you ask, kind of thing?
Yeah. Because if you give the context of like, hey, I feel like I put you up for a long time and now I'm sort of struggling financially.
Yeah,
would you be
she
able
literally
to
said
help
it
me
here.
out?
She said, I'm struggling. That's why the only reason she's asking.
Sorry,
Go
I
for
agree
it.
with like definitely how you ask and things like that. Even from the way she typed this message, this girl doesn't seem rude.
No,
she's a sweet-
not me taking her side immediately, girl. I got your back. Not me taking her side immediately, but like even if I've come and I've been like, oh, £150, please. I hosted you for the last 6 months. Like, it's actually now caused me to struggle financially. For you then to take that message and start calling other people
that's
up
crazy.
Yeah,
and being like,
too
how can
crazy.
she demand money from me? Huh?
Are you not even
But you are
embarrassed?
rolling in my sheets. You are using my pillow. No.
Yeah.
No. And it's a thing of,
That's a
I'm
good
happy
point.
to actually, she's clearly generous. She's clearly happy to host her. And I'm not going to be like that. She has definitely spent more than £150 in 6 months on you. That's the honest truth.
I was going to say, are we accounting for inflation? That's not enough.
So she's requested such a small amount, quite frankly, that I'm just like, I feel hurt for her. I feel her pain because I'm like, you've hosted somebody. For them, it would be very different. The sort of person I am, it would have been very different if you told me, oh, I don't have the money right now. I'd have been like, okay, you know what? Fairs. It was my choice to host you. It was my choice to take you in. I actually made that decision, and I'm gonna. When you give, I don't believe in giving in the hopes that somebody will return back to you. So I'm just gonna bear that on my chin. But then for you now to start gossiping about me and calling other people up, you've crossed the line.
I think
That's
that's
wrong.
the kicker for me as well. Like, I'm like, and I hate that. I literally I've spoken about it on the last 2 episodes because it's something that happened to me very recently. I genuinely, some people don't think it's deep. I do think it's deep. If you have a problem with me, talk to me.
Yes.
Don't call our mutual friends or talk to somebody that does not know me. Then you can rant freely and it's like in a vacuum. Genuinely, like, you could go tell your random friend about how you find me annoying. I don't care. But to go to our friends, it gives assassination of character, and I'm trying to gather people to my side. It gives like, I'm trying to control the narrative. And I think it's a really shady little thing to do. So to this girl though, I do agree with the point Jack was making about like 6 months being the norm. Sometimes you can accidentally set a precedent with someone, which then makes it a shock when you turn around and go, £150, please. And they're like, well, I've been getting real comfortable using you. So why are you asking me for anything? I think this would be a different situation if, imagine she's letting her stay with her. She's like, oh, come stay with me. And then at the end of staying with her, she's like, okay, so here's the bill. That would be crazy. Because it's like, wait, no, we should have talked about this. And she's like, £2,000, please. You know? And that's the bill for the past 6 months. It's probably more than that, actually, if she did the math.
Toilet paper, tissues, toilet paper, toothpaste, lotion, shower gel. No, because as you were talking, I was actually like,
Pull out the shopping
When
list.
you said about the yogurt that would last you 4 days, lasting 2 days, it's so real. Anything doubled is less. But at the end of the day, friends do stuff like that for each other all the time. Yeah. I think this is different because she said she's struggling. It's very real to be like, actually, I'm struggling financially now, so can we split the responsibility? And if a friend is like, I don't have £150, fine, then we have to figure out what we're going to do. But I personally, with the way this reads of her calling up other people and complaining and saying, I can't believe, it gives somebody that was comfortable using you and immediately that was taken away, decided to switch up. I don't know if that's your take or you feel like maybe her friend is justified. I don't know.
no, we agree. I agree. Sorry. We agree.
Oh, we agree.
No, but I agree.
I think the worst part of the story is airing the message and not talking about it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So you're right, Jack. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, no.
No, but because the other bit is like, unless you had a conversation about it, again, I think it's just, that would be, I feel like maybe standard for a lot of people to give a bit back if you're staying with them, but maybe it's different for this guy, I don't know. But it's the, like, airing the message, calling up the friends, refusing to even have a conversation about it when it's been brought up in a very rational way.
Yeah. You're good. Just fire.
Sorry, guys. I just have. This is a bit off topic of this, but it's what you said about being presented with a £2,000 bill. at the end.
Yeah.
I was on the bus the other day. And not to be like Uncle CCTV.
I love Uncle
Where is
CCTV.
Uncle CCTV? I haven't seen him in some time.
I saw him recently.
Oh, okay.
Jack doesn't have social media, you guys, so she's so confused. Uncle CCTV is this guy on TikTok that I'm obsessed with. He'll literally make TikToks, Jack. He'll set up his phone and he's like making eyes. He's listening to other people's conversations in public. And he's like, ooh. And then he tells us the tea. And he calls himself Uncle CCTV.
Uncle CCTV. And then Thomason wrote something and he said, oh, my Amebo niece or something like that. And I was like, oh my goodness. Anyway.
Amebo is like being a gossip.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
I have to give her some context, you know?
So I was on the bus and these girls were just talking. I don't know why I was over here. My headphones were dead. Yo, come on now.
Okay. Sure.
And they were talking quite loudly. I was on the bus.
You pausing your music.
No, but they were saying how one of them was like, oh, like my friend's dad like always invites us to like stay, like always invites us to like come to his country. Let's say he lived in Turkey, and was like, and he always invites us to come to stay. Like, da, 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 da. I'm coding it for them just in case they hear this. My friend's dad always invites us to stay, and he's always like, come to Turkey, come to Turkey. And the other one is like, girl, do not take him up on that offer. My brother and I took him up on that offer. And we had an amazing time. He hosted us in his house for like a couple of days. And at the end, as we were leaving, presented us with a bill.
Wow.
Huh? I was literally like, it floored me. Because I know you hear of like weird people maybe like our age or like teenagers doing things like that. But like a parent, I was like, oh, so then why were you so like
adamant on me coming?
Come freely, like talking to them like that? Because she was now like, oh, I'm thinking of doing some traveling and like maybe I'll go there because he keeps on telling me to come freely. And she was like, if I were you, I would not. Like, isn't that
Again,
crazy?
that is fine if you tell me at the beginning.
If you tell me at the beginning,
then I'm
I
like,
know.
oh, I know maybe I'm saving money on a hotel if I'm staying with you and this is the cost. Like, that's fine. But to present it at the end, I feel like that's trapping people. I don't know.
I also this might also just be me and my version of hosting, but I just don't think that's fine.
No. Fair.
I just think
I don't
that's...
know why it's reminding me of Fire Festival. It's Fire Festival, the parents edition.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Oh, it's very
That's
crazy
crazy.
to do that to young, and these were also like
how old
young
were they?
girls. They were clearly early 20s because they were still talking about like some uni stuff. So like fresh grad, early 20s.
That's so crazy.
Insane.
I know Jack is shook because Jack is the queen of hospitality, I'll tell you that. She
For
has
real.
people staying at hers all the time. She's like, yeah, and I hate it.
Yeah. I love having all of you every single time. No, I do, happily.
Would you ever do something like that? Like, give someone a...
No, I'd be so rich right now.
Airbnb, baby.
Just pay me in cash.
Fair. Okay.
But circling back to this story, I think it's actually a separate topic that would be a great podcast topic. But talking, like, being more open about finances with your friends, I actually think is super important.
I'll have you back to talk about money and friendship because, boy, do I have some stories to tell.
Finance and friendship, because I feel like that
Yeah.
ties into this issue.
Oh, massively.
And the sense of being used, because I feel like a lot of there's different cases where you feel used, and I think, when it's emotionally, that's a bit different. I think a lot
I mean,
of cases...
we can talk about being used with money. Like, there's no need not to talk about it today.
Yeah, no, but I feel like there's two
I feel like,
categories,
yeah.
and I think one of them can easily be avoided just by a bit more transparency.
I agree.
So, like, okay,
Unless you're this-
what would you have told her to do differently? Because, first of all, baby girl, we agree that you are
Yeah.
not at fault for
No.
this situation, like, at all. But what do we think she could have done differently to at least help? Because the sad thing about life is you cannot control other people and how they would respond. So the best thing you can do is set up your environment to protect yourself as best as you can, because you never know how the other person would be. So, I mean, one thing I would say she could have done differently is talk about these things up front. Like, hey, you're going to come stay with me. Do you know how long? If your friend's like, I'm in a tough situation, I don't know how long I'll need to stay. Because she said it's on and off. There must be somewhere else just going when it's off, But, so I would have spoken about that, been like, oh, okay, like, I'm happy to, like, support or anything. But if my situation ever changes, I may need you to lend a hand with grocery shopping or, something. But I do agree. I think the right thing... I would have offered to be like, even if I didn't have money, I can make us dinner every night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just small things. Anyway, so what do you think she could do differently?
Well, I actually think the moment she realized she was struggling financially, during those, fair enough if it hit afterwards, but like during those months, I think I know I said it earlier, but just being like, oh, well, I really don't have that much money tonight. We might need to split the groceries for this week. Or do you mind getting toilet paper on your way in? Like, little things like that, and just being upfront with it. Because also, I agree with the precedent that's set, but also the precedent that could be set is that you're fine and you're coping fine with supporting two people. So also her anger in, can you believe she asked me for this? It may be, you know, those people... experience, like, but you know those people who assume like you have more money than you
actually do.
Yeah. So even if you know you're now like, oh, sorry, can we split this? It's like £35 each, and they're like, oh, why is she asking me for £35? This stingy woman. But it's like, girl, what if I had 20 in my bank account? Like, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it may also be a case of her assuming she has more money than she did. And now being upset, being like, why would she ask me for this when she knows I don't have or whatever.
So fair. Jack, what do you think?
Very much along the same lines. And I think one thing that I've been trying to work on that might apply to this same situation is the longer you wait to talk about a problem, the bigger, it's like a snowball, you know, just, even if it's not that big a thing, it just starts to feel bigger and bigger because you're holding it in for so long. So just having the conversation earlier, and then also thinking about, well, is it important to me that I do have friends who just, that is the norm to them to split?
Yeah.
And then I think advice going forward, like, just a calm message. I mean, it sounds like you've handled yourself very well so far, but you can say to the friend, like, hey, if you're uncomfortable with the ask, I'd rather you spoke to me about it rather than everyone else.
I know. I would cut someone off for that. That seems so extreme.
Yeah.
But actually, I wouldn't cut you off immediately. You get about 3 chances. Actually, you get about 2 chances of that behavior before I'm like...
Yeah.
The third time, there's no need for a conversation. The first time you go speak to our friends about it instead of me, I'll tell you, like, hey, personally for me, I prefer it this way. Because I get some people don't think it's a big deal, which is fine. Second time, yeah. Third time,
yeah.
Deuces. It's weird behavior. Anyway. Okay, do we think her friend was using her, though?
Yes.
What's the final verdict?
Of course.
Jack?
I think she needs to grow up a bit, but I'm going to maybe be a bit controversial and say without more context, I don't know.
You can't judge it. Okay, how do you tell then when your friend is using you? Like,
I think the fact that she's airing you now is maybe an indication that she was.
fair.
But
you don't want to call her a user on the internet. To be fair, we don't know either parties well enough, of course. Yeah, fair. Okay, but how would someone be able to tell if their friend is using them? What are your telltale signs?
Well, as soon as you take the thing away, they stop being your friend.
T.
No?
No, yes,
That is
actually.
it.
That's actually it.
And I think
You put it so perfectly.
So,
That's this episode done.
no, but I think if they're more interested in the value that you give as opposed to who you are,
yeah.
that's also a massive telltale sign. If all you're interested in is what I can give you, what I can do for you. And I agree with Jack, sometimes using is not only financial, it can be emotional, but also it can be like for the talents that you have. Like, I've had experiences where people only hit me up if they want help with a particular thing. And that's when it's like, my friend, my love, my honey, my darling. And other than that, it's
Radio
completely
silence.
goes.
Yeah.
As soon as I've provided that value to you, then it's done. That's when somebody is using you. They're not interested in you outside of what you can give. And that's a massive telltale sign.
I think another telltale sign, which is similar to her scenario, is they will switch up immediately you say, I'm not going to give it to you. So they either get really angry at you, ghost you, they get mean, they get cold, they don't invite you to things. There's always a negative reaction to punish you for not giving the thing that they've asked for. And I think that's also such a massive red flag, and you should be really wary when people react like that in situations. Yeah. So that's my telltale sign that your friend is using you. I don't know, Shamsi, you said you had a scenario. Like, have you had a friend use you? Is it emotionally?
Oh, you okay?
Oh,
I would get up and hug you, but I will mess up.
we got a mic situation. I'm virtually holding you.
No, it's not like it's not like that. But I think when you like to give and give a lot, also, it could very quickly people can just start to use you, and because it can be your natural disposition to want to help. Like, even my family know me. I'm a bit of a busybody. Like, I like being in everybody's business. I love it. I want to be in your business. I want to help you. I want to be in your brain. Like, I want to be like, oh yeah. Like, I want to feel like we're passing through it together. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So I think when that's your natural disposition in friendships, it becomes very easy for people to come into your life and then start using you. But because that's how you normally operate, sometimes you don't necessarily know that you're actually being used. So I think for a big chunk of time, I didn't know that I was being used until in hindsight, until it was hindsight, and I was like, oh, wait. Or when you start to, like, as you say, cut off whatever it is, the value that you're giving to them, and then radio silence ensues. And the person that was once checking up on you or, you know, being your friend and doing friendly things is no longer there to do that. And then they only pop up once again, once they need something. Oftentimes, for me, it's actually been emotional support a lot of people have used me for. So it's when you now want somebody to vent to, when you want somebody to, a shoulder to cry on, or in certain cases, when you want somebody who will help you freely and drop everything to help you.
Yeah.
That is when you come back to me. So I was like, so that's what I'm saying. I relate to her. I've had that situation. I've also had that situation. I've had this.
Oh, this exact situation?
No, I've had this supporting situation.
Or where you supported someone and then...
Yeah.
Did you turn around and ask them for money or...
No, I can never.
But you realize, like, oh, this is too much.
Yeah.
Fair. I've had the exact same thing. I think my experience in being used in friendships has, for the most part, been emotional. If someone financially uses me, my issue is when I give financially, I don't keep score or tally, so I probably wouldn't notice. Unfortunately, that's not great. Please, nobody watch this episode and see this as an opportunity to become my friend to use me financially. Like, don't do that. But for the most part, I don't think... unless it was like a new friend and they kept asking me for money, I'd be like, weirdo, I don't know you. But in regular friendships, I give freely financially. Like, if a friend hit me up and was like, oh, I'm in a stitch, I need £100 or something, I would send it to you most times. Like, because we're friends, and I would hope if I ever needed £100 for something, you would freely help and support me, you know? But I know not everyone feels that way about money and friendship, which is so fine. But I've less had that and more had the emotional using, where I literally had friends who would come rant to me, come call me up, everything they needed, time, support, anything. When it's their birthday dinner, suddenly...
Yeah.
I didn't get an invite, but everyone else is there. Or, oh, you're planning something and, like, you guys are all going out, but you didn't invite me. But when it's time to talk about your problems and you need help and you need someone to call, or this has been happening, or one of the friends that you're always hanging out with has upset you, suddenly it's, knock, knock, Thomas, did you have time? Little therapist session at my door. And... this unfortunate thing for the person I was at that time, I normalized it too much. I just thought that's fine. Like, that is our friendship dynamic. But actually, in hindsight, that person was using me because it wasn't mutual. I think that's another thing. If we're both using each other emotionally, then that's fine. Like, that's like a joint therapist session. But, like, if you only come to me for emotional things and you never want to hang out with me outside of that or spend time with me or invite me to anything, and if I was to come to you for anything emotional, you never have time or you're not listening, which was frequent with these people, then you are 100% using me, you know? Like, have you ever been used emotionally or no?
This is not related to friendship, but it's a crazy story and I want to share it with the world. So one of my ex-boyfriends was breaking up with me and he goes, there's somewhere where my family goes on holiday quite frequently, and he's like, don't worry, even though we're not together anymore, I can still come with you to this place.
That's insane.
Wishing you all the mediocre.
Like, that's so crazy. Wait, is it still wanted to come on holiday with your whole family and you?
Well, probably not my whole family, but I think probably just the place. So
that's
anyway,
crazy.
That's not big.
That
just came to my head,
insane.
so it's not.
That is a you, sir.
He was a nice guy on the whole, but that was definitely a moment where I was like, you have the EQ of a turtle.
Oh my gosh, definitely.
I have had a lot of people stay with me. I have no beef with you guys, but you could be a little tinier.
Do you feel used in those situations or no?
No, I don't feel you. But I feel like this is another topic you've already talked about. I think the only thing is I'm definitely a planner in my friend group.
Yeah.
And I sometimes get really annoyed because I feel like I'm always the one who's like planning the thing where people are like, what are we going to do? And I'm like, well, you have a brain and...
legs and hands.
Yeah. So... But I think I've just realised sometimes you think you're being used, but actually you just need to speak up for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Sometimes you think you're being used, but you actually just need to speak up for yourself. I feel like that that applies in a lot of situations. If you just speak about it, sometimes it clears it up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think. If I had spoken up in my situation, probably, yeah, if I actually just said to them, hey, I've noticed when you have your birthday party, you don't invite me. When you guys hang out, you don't invite me, but you always want to come talk to me about your problems. What's up? Probably something would have happened. We'd either stop being friends or, like, maybe they would have changed their behavior.
Yeah, because then you find out earlier the path. Oh, is this someone I actually want to be friends with? And then you have to, I think another important question is, like, is it fact or is it my interpretation of the situation? Because if everything's going on in here, it's like, oh, they're using me, you know, but what does that person actually know? Do they know that you feel that way? No. Do they know that your norm is always splitting the bill when you go out?
Yeah.
No. So
It depends. I mean, I think there's some situations where people are taking advantage for sure.
Yes.
Like your
but then
story
you can
of
diagnose it.
True.
Man,
Okay, so then where do we draw the line then? Do you think people have a part to play in being used?
well, it's not your fault, but you accept certain patterns of behavior in your life. So do you continue accepting that pattern or do you break that pattern?
True.
I've been struggling with this question with something else in my life, so...
No, I fully agree with Jack.
Yeah.
But that being said, it really sucks if someone's doing that to you and it's not your fault, and I'm not blaming you.
Yeah, of course, we're not blaming anyone, but like, I do think you're right that sometimes what is that saying that people always say,
You
What-
accept the love you think you deserve.
not that one, but that one's T. What is it? Like,
If he
what-
wanted to, he would.
But go.
What is it? It's like if you tolerate what you tolerate, you accept. It's something like that.
What?
It's something like essentially what it means is what you allow
Yeah.
people to do and what you just don't say anything about, you are basically giving your agreement to it.
Yeah.
And I do think that's essentially what you're getting at, and I do think it's a fair point to make.
Yeah, it's actually, for any philosophers out there, there's quite an interesting conversation
Ooh.
around, like, when you're part of a society and sort of social contract theory and is silent agreement enough? But anyway,
No,
it's not relevant.
No, it is going to
It's
it.
really not, no, because I can't remember enough my
Oh,
useless
fair.
philosophy degree. Thank God I graduated a couple of years ago. But,
You both studied philosophy.
oh, it's a great degree.
But it's.
I did philosophy at IB.
But I love it. I loved it.
I loved
Did
it.
you love it?
I love philosophy because it's exactly my sort of degree. You learn about topics also, so it expands your mind also.
Yeah.
During that degree, you also feel just incredibly smart because you're
Per.
not even in that, like, not even
Plato and that. Plato and Amanda.
not even smart like that, but it's like you're at that point in time, like you're being exposed to like quite intersex rights, like things that you generally would not have been like, you wouldn't have been thinking about at 19, 18. That didn't cross your mind.
Yeah.
So you're being exposed to those topics. And sometimes you'll be, trying to engage in philosophical debate with somebody who studies like engineering and they're like, girl, shut up. Like, I do not care. And I'm like, so do you think?
Loser, AI's gonna come for you.
Yeah.
Keep mumble.
But philosophy is a great degree.
Jumping back to the user thing, I think there is a point maybe that we're missing, which is like, yes, you need to speak up for yourself, but also people should actively think about, am I being a user in my own friendship? Like,
That's
am I
true.
giving? Is it a balance of give and take? It's not. So I guess there's two parts to it. I don't know how it popped into my head, but recently I had an American friend come to stay, and we were talking about love languages.
Love this.
And he's great. Watch out, ladies. No, he's in a very happy, loving, committed relationship. So we were talking about, what are your love languages? And then, what did you ask? You said, I don't know. Anyway, you asked him a question.
Wait, I was at dinner with you guys. I was wondering why is she asking me? Yeah. Okay, fine. What did I ask him? I asked about the love language you give versus receive.
Oh, yeah, but he thought that Thomason said, what can you improve?
Yeah, what love language can you improve on?
Quality time and gift giving. He said his love language was physical
Touch. And I was like, oh my gosh. He sounds like a user, like a man that's just using you.
But he's not at all. He's one of the most kind and generous people. But yeah, that did crack me.
Imagine a
Made
man
me
saying
think
that
of
to you though. He's like, physical touch is my top love language and I need to work on quality time and gift giving. It's like, okay.
Yeah, he's efficient. That's what
Getting straight to the point. Anyway, okay, cool. Let's segue back to the using then. Because I think you raised a good point on checking yourself if you're using a friendship. I think in friendship, first of all, there's usually a regular balance of give and take. Like sometimes you will be taking more depending on the situation you're in, and sometimes you'll be giving more. Like there have been years where I think in this year I've taken more in friendship in some ways than I've given, but on the norm, I'm usually a high giver. I usually give more, happily, freely. I'm not calculating it, but I generally do think I give more in friendship than I take. I think sometimes there is going to be that balance depending on what people are going through in their lives. But at the same time, how does then the user evaluate, am I being a user? Like, what is a unreasonable amount of take?
I think when it now becomes like, oh, we've crossed the boundary into now I'm actually a user, is the moment I actually start showing disinterest in your life. I'm fully disinterested. I'm now actually only like, I go to this friend's house because I know that on Tuesday she cooks. So every Tuesday I go there and I eat dinner. What happened to her on that Tuesday? You don't know.
Yeah.
What she's passing through? You don't know. You don't really care. She texts you, she messages you for something. Oh, can I have help? You air her and it's, oh my goodness, so sorry, girl, I didn't see this. Then I think you've crossed the boundary into being a user.
Yeah.
If it's that actually you're running really low and there's very little you have to give in life, but the bare minimum of like, I can still just sit with you, talk with you, hear about your day, understand. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Just show up as a friend for you, even if I don't have tons to give and I can't show up to help in any way, then yeah, I think you cross the boundary when now you've just started disregarding that person and being disinterested in their life.
And people do that. And so sometimes you can feel used when you pour so willingly and you have a moment where it becomes so glaringly obvious that the other person cannot even give you a tiny bit of that back. It can make you feel used.
Okay, so now just a devil's advocate. Am I using you or am I actually just accepting what you've given me? Because sometimes it can be like, especially when somebody's a giving person, it can be very quick to be like, they use me. But actually, you called me to check up on me. I picked your call.
Yeah.
You did all of that.
Yeah,
Am I using you
true.
or did you actually just, I accepted what you gave me freely? Maybe that was always my capacity to begin with. But I've accepted what you've given me.
No, that's the point.
And it may not have been. Because at the end of the day, like, would you say that you're using your workplace because they give you Wi-Fi? Like, do you get what? Like, no, but like, I wouldn't then turn around if work.
That analogy is nuts,
no, but like, it's silly. But like, if work stopped the Wi-Fi and I went, and then if work stopped the Wi-Fi, you stopped showing up because you were like, okay, great, now I've got to work from home. And then now, like, you were using us for our Wi-Fi. No, you provided Wi-Fi, and I showed up.
I think that's a huge point. That's a really huge point. Jack, you're going to say something.
I don't know if I agree.
Oh, tell me.
I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm like, actually, sometimes we're giving something and the other person's just taking it. Like, they weren't necessarily they didn't come with this malice or ill intent to be like, I want to use you. You've actually just provided something, so I'll take it if you're giving it, you know?
And there's some people that have no issue with taking. And not even in a calculated way, but not even in a calculated or like, I'm a user way, but just like, yeah, okay. Oh, she offered me this. Oh, she's so nice.
But then at least acknowledge that they're going above and beyond. Like,
Is that where you disagree then?
yeah, I get what you're saying. And I think this goes back to the point of like, if you give and you don't communicate, hey, I need more from you to keep this dynamic going, then yeah, I don't think the other person's in the wrong. But what kind of friends do you want in your life? What are the expectations from a good friend? Maybe that shows up in a different way and you just need to adjust. Like, realize people aren't always going to give back to you the same way that you give to them.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a different thing. But I think, you know, it's hard because I don't want to stop going above and beyond because it's not always
Matched.
or...
Yeah.
But I want, even if my friends can't give me that same thing back, I at least want them to acknowledge it.
I agree with you. Sorry, for mine, it wasn't even in this situation. It was actually just in life because I actually think sometimes we can be quick to like point the user finger, but in all honesty, like even in situations of myself, in all honesty, that's actually the only way I've ever shown up as a friend. Like I don't know how to show up any less. And I also agree with you with sometimes where you're worried about like being too much because there's certain things I've had to rein in. Like I used to buy people like little like gifts, but like you've met me once. But like,
oh my gosh, this brings on a topic I want us to discuss.
but like
but finish.
you've met me once, and I remember one time I had to like. Thankfully, I had a friend that introduced into my life in university who actually gave at the exact same level of friendship that I did, and that was my first time encountering that. So it worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
But I remember sometimes I would have to like sense check things with her, even though I'm not sure she was the best person to sense check with. But like it would be like I've met somebody else's friend one time, right? And they're like, oh my goodness, I just always like love having gum on me, and I love this gum. I have a really good memory, naturally. I would enter into the supermarket and I would buy that gum, and I'd be like, oh, the next time I see them, I'll bring the gum. And I remember one time I did that, and the person was just like, because I've met them once, they were just a bit like, oh, wow, okay, because I showed up with this multi-pack of gum for you, like, here you go, babe, like, oh my goodness. But for me, it's not like, it's not calculated, it's not conscious. It's like, oh my goodness, I remember this girl said that she liked that, and like, why wouldn't I want to buy it for her?
Yeah.
Like, it's gum. Do you get what I mean?
No, I get you.
So, but I think, but that's what I'm saying in terms of like, if that is consistently your standard, and people actually just take what you give them. Sometimes I don't actually think people are trying to be malicious or calculated. I also think you may just be giving freely, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But for some other people to give to the level that you are giving, you would have to mean so much to them. And
Fair.
maybe you just don't mean that much at that time.
Gum girl would not get you the gum.
Girl's like, what's her name again?
Yeah, she's like,
Gonga would never, Gonga would never have gotten me that gum. And then I remember a period of time where I was now like, oh, I think I need to curtail. Also experiences that I had in school, but I was like, I think I need to curtail how much I give. And then I was like, it's miserable. It's a miserable life.
to match energy.
I was talking to somebody I met at the barbecue yesterday about this, but like, it is a miserable life to match energy. Like, it is a miserable life to suppress how much you as a person love to show up for people just because you've been wounded and just because you've been hurt. So even when you're saying like, do you then know? I would never deplete how much I give. I would just honestly just have to accept, listen, I'm something I'm still learning, but not everybody will love you the same way that you love them. And that's fine. And not everybody will show you love the same way that you show love. And sometimes you just have to be like, okay, this is the capacity of that person, and that's fine. I can then I just need to continue to show up as myself.
Yeah.
You know?
On you giving people gum in the first meeting them, something I've been seeing online on social media that I strongly disagree with. People have started saying you can love bomb in friendships. And I think people... Honestly, I wish I roll my eyes to the back of my head.
Everyone
this is
just
one of
wants to have a problem.
They love me too much.
Sorry, I need to actually. I'll talk to the camera when saying this, and people can try and cook me for it. I think in maybe like 10% of cases of bombing in friendship exists. I do not think it's a thing. And the things people say, oh, that girl met me the first time and she was giving me so many compliments. I'm like, oh, bore off. Some of us like to give compliments. Some of us like to give people gifts when we first meet them. Nobody's love bombing you, babe. It's a friendship. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Have people just forgotten about kindness?
Kindness, like,
kindness is free. Kindness is free. And this is what I tell my friends when I'm like, don't I look good today? And they say, oh, and I'm like, kindness is free.
Remember that.
Kindness is
no,
free.
but I just don't think. Obviously, it's love bombing is a thing that does exist, right? And for anyone who doesn't know, wait, let me. What is the definition of love bombing?
I don't know, but I think
I think
someone's trying to love bomb me at the moment, but I'm loving the gifts, so
yeah,
keep on coming.
As long as you know.
I think love bombing comes with the intent to, like, I feel like, get someone obsessed with you and foster super close relationship that is disingenuous. Now, I think our generation sometimes has gone so far the other way where people are actually incredibly selfish that you showing up with that pack of gum, I promise you there are people who would be like, that girl's trying to love bomb me. She's trying to love bomb me into friendship. And it's like, no, I just remembered that you said that. Or meeting someone and being like, oh, girl, you're so beautiful. I love your outfit. Some people think, oh my gosh, that girl is trying to love bomb me. Or meeting someone, another example, meeting someone and saying, like, I do this. Some people find it annoying. But if I meet you maybe 1 or 2 times and I see you somewhere else again, and I'm like, oh, we need to hang out, right? Mm-hmm. People find it annoying if you don't actually set the date for you guys to hang out. They're like, oh, they're just trying to love bomb and they're just trying to, like, have a friendship on the side. But it's casual conversation. Like, we need to hang out.
Man.
Like, it's not even that deep. It's like, oh, next time, we need to hang out. You're such a fun time. It's a compliment. Like, I think people deep too much with that whole thing. Some people just give freely. Anyway.
Some people give freely. And I'll look in the camera and I'll tell you why. Stitch this back. There's a podcast episode I did a few episodes back with Thomason where I had the same rant. But I'm going to say it again because it needs to be reiterated. Guys, this Instagram therapy speak has gotten too far. Some of you do not know the terms that you are using. You're unaware of also the consequences or the gravity or weight of what you're saying. And you just continue saying it. Guys, Thomason loves to do this, but not everybody's a narcissist. Number one. Not everybody's a narcissist. And some of these things, I'm just like, And also, might be a sensitive topic, but not everybody's trying to gaslight you. Like, it's true. Because I think gaslighting has just been so cheap. And I actually watched a movie on gaslighting, and I was like, it's not what you guys are saying. It's not somebody disagreeing with your opinion. Like,
Speak on it, please.
Like, come on. You're frustrating me now. And I hate Instagram therapy speak so much because I just think it's so cheap. And then you have instances like this where then words and just nasty accusations are being put on people.
For what?
That are just living life. I just wanted to buy you a pack of gum.
Like, babe, you said you'd like it. So that no one can like cook us. Let's all agree. This is Google. Google says love bombing is a psychological manipulation tactic where someone overwhelms a new partner with excessive affection and gestures and intense praise early in a relationship. While it feels like a fairy tale romance initially, the ultimate goal is to establish control, build rapid emotional dependency, and lower your personal boundaries. Even if someone is giving you excessive affection and grand gestures in friendship and praising you, if they do not have this goal to control, build rapid emotional dependency, and lower your personal boundaries, it's not love bombing, babe. Because control, it's a manipulation tactic. Yeah, you might have just met a super friendly girl.
No,
that's it.
Honest truth.
I don't know. The gum might be borderline though. I'm joking. That was
Remember
really,
what flavor?
That was really sweet of you. Spearmint.
No,
Just like I love.
I show up next time.
And I love flights to Croatia.
I really wish I had a bag of chips right now.
A free bag of chips. No, but I think that's completely true. If the intent to manipulate is not there, then it's not love bombing. And then also, you would hate my friends and I actually am surrounded by women who are exactly like, you're so beautiful, you're so excellent.
Same.
Oh my goodness, you're so perfect. And that is literally, and not in like a way we support each. I don't support women's wrongs, guys. Sorry. I support women's rights, but I don't support women's wrongs. I'm one of those people. If you're wrong, you're wrong. But we call each other out, but it's also like there's generally so much like love, and we're like that with everybody we meet. We meet somebody, it's like, oh my goodness, because we like to see the good in people.
Yeah.
And it's not love bombing, but you're right. I actually think you have to be very careful with that, because I have been met with many instances, especially by Nigerians. But, sorry, y'all, I'm Kenyan. But I'm joking. Mercy. But
We're Nigerian.
But like, especially like by certain Nigerians, you can be met with a lot of like,
especially that face. So
when you compliment people, just, oh my goodness, I think you're so beautiful. Maybe it's also because Tumsa and I grew up in a home where if you meet our mom,
compliment galore.
Compliment queen. Like, I remember Tumsa put something in the pantry one time. Like, she put maybe like paprika in the pantry, and my mom is like, you're so perfect. You're so smart, my baby. And all of us were like, what? And she was like, no, because she put it away perfectly. And I was literally like, Tumsa was 19 at the time, by the way. And I was like, 19.
Perfect paprika princess.
Yeah. And I was literally like, what? But like, that's the home. That's literally the home we grew up in.
Yeah.
So compliments flow freely. And I don't think that, I don't know, maybe other people aren't, used to that sort of environment, but
which is fine also. I think you don't have to be that way.
You don't have to be that way, but it's also not people. You don't also need to assume malicious intent about people.
Or assume I'm being disingenuous because I am that way. In the same way, I don't view you as nasty because you're not a super complimentary person. When I compliment people and they don't compliment me back, I'm not like, wow.
Exactly.
I don't deep it. I'm just like, I don't even notice it. I don't even notice it because it's coming naturally to me. So in the same way, don't assume I'm being disingenuous and like trying to love bomb you because I gave you 5 compliments in the 5 minutes I met you. Sorry, I grew up with a mother that praises me for putting paprika in.
And I like your shoes. I like your shoes, hair, eyelashes, and kneecaps. Now what? You look good, girl.
Jack is used to it, and I compliment you.
And Jack, as soon as she entered this room, was like, "You're glowing. You're big." And I feel at home.
Yeah, she compliments you a lot.
Well, they told me I was too pale, so cool.
No, guys, wait. We were adjusting the lighting in here so that her skin looked great on camera.
So I didn't blend into the walls.
You look gorgeous. I always saw you.
You do.
I'm obsessed with you.
And your mascara made your eyes pop.
Stop.
Yeah.
They're my best feature.
Such a beauty.
Period. Mog.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
It's not a compliment. I'm sorry. My perfect paprika. I'm going to change your name in my... I'm going to change the picture to just paprika. How do you think users make their way into our lives? Because it's not like... I feel like if someone just started off the bat... Because that makes it difficult, because it's easy to say, like, just call it out, but then once you have a relationship with someone, you know...
Honestly, there's levels to users, but I do think some users pick their victims.
Oof.
So what makes you more prone to being a victim?
Being a people pleaser. I don't think being a giver makes you more prone. Yes, somebody can take advantage, but like we all said, if we're naturally giving, in some cases we won't notice. In the cases where you do notice, immediately you notice someone is using you, you would say something. For example, for me, nobody could use me financially. I'm sorry, you can't come and ask me for £1,000 and I'll just start giving you money, and you ask me for money every week, or you ask me for money 3 times a year. That's not going to run with me. I'll actually clock onto the fact that you're using me very quickly. If it's a once-off thing, sure. If it's a reoccurrent thing, I'll clock it and I'll dead it straight away. Yeah. People pleasers, on the other hand, do not feel comfortable speaking up for themselves, so I think they would just let it continue to happen. And for a user, that's perfect, because I can do whatever I want to you and you won't say anything. And I think that was me in the situation where I let it go on for years, where people are not inviting me to their birthday parties, they're not inviting me to hang out with them, they're not even speaking to me or socializing with me outside of the context of, I need somebody to be my therapist for the day, right? I had a hand to play in that. Like, at some point I should have been like, actually, we're not really friends. You're not including me in anything, and I'm trying to include you. And when I talk to you about my issues, you're cold. Why am I still opening the door for you and saying, hey, come in, come take a seat, I'll be your therapist for the day? That was ridiculous on my part, do you get what I mean? So I think those are the things that allow users to get away with what they're doing when we don't speak up for ourselves and we people please, and we're thinking, I don't want to rock the boat or upset this person. Or, to be honest, people pleasing is less about upsetting the person. I don't want this person to not like me or view me badly, because usually the root of people pleasing is an insecurity. But yeah, that's my rant and take on it.
What's your advice to people who have a hard time speaking up to themselves? Because I feel like that's how you fix the situation.
What is my advice to people that need to speak up for themselves? Do it scared. If you feel like, before I used to be so, don't text people long paragraphs, just like speak to them directly. But some people don't feel comfortable doing that. Do it scared. Whatever avenue is best for you, send a message, send a voice note, speak to them in person, or have a mediator there if you don't feel comfortable. But you need to learn to speak up for yourself. Now, sometimes when people are learning to speak up for themselves and they haven't spoken up for a while, they can become really nasty with it. You don't have to start cussing anybody out or being really nasty. Just speak your side of it. Say, I feel, take ownership of how you feel. Don't go in accusatory, but be like, I feel like this is the situation. I don't feel like you appreciate how much I do. This, that, and the third. And be open to having a conversation about it. If you want to practice in the mirror, practice in the mirror. But you're going to have to learn to do it. Practice it like a muscle. That's my take. But it's something we all have to do. You really do. But yeah, what's your advice, you guys, to round off the episode?
I think, so someone told me not that long ago, conflict is not the same thing as confrontation, and that helped me a lot, because I don't think going and speaking to someone, I feel like a lot of people are scared that it will always turn into like something big, but if you just approach it as a conversation rather than it has to turn into a disagreement, that really helps. Because I think, well, at least in my head, that was something that I found a blocker in the past of, like, I don't want to get into a disagreement where I don't feel like it needs to be one.
Yeah.
It can just be a conversation.
Yeah.
So
no, I agree. Conflict, I love that.
Yeah.
Put it on a t-shirt.
This might be, so 2 things. One, I would say choose your battles also.
yes,
I'm actually a big believer in, I speak up with the people that I care about. Sorry. If I actually don't care about you or the friendship, and like you show up in my life once a year and you've upset me that one time you showed up in that year, I'm not going to hash out with you. That's my thing, because that's just extra headache for no reason. But if it's my sisters or friends that I really deeply care about, then I will always speak up. But in the manner that you speak up, it doesn't always have to be a massive sit down red table talk. It can actually just be like, I really didn't like that you did that.
Yeah.
Simple.
And leave it there.
And I think if you simplify what you're saying, you get it out a lot faster than if you're like, I need to sit down, then I need to say how that. Sometimes just be like, oh, I really didn't like that. It made me actually just feel horrible inside, and like, you didn't like me. Done. And then you move on.
Also, to add one last thing, apparently psychologically, it's much easier if you're walking because you're not looking at each other. Yeah. And it's not as
That's
like
the truth.
sitting down and then you're moving as well, so walking's good for the soul.
You can leave the problems outside,
Yeah.
not in a room. Okay, cool. We need to wrap up because we're running out of time. But let's end it on that note. If your friend is using you, take them on a little walk.
And leave them there.
Oh my gosh, like those men who take their wives
No,
on
we need to wrap up.
Wait, what?
and push them off cliffs. Yes. Yes.
Wait, sorry.
And
how
get
is
life insurance. Anyway,
it's a big
we'll
thing.
catch you guys
definitely
later.
abuser.
But yeah,
Yeah.
crazy. Anyway, okay. Thanks for listening. Follow, like, subscribe wherever
Say
you
it later.
Guys, I'll continue this convo on Instagram. Follow, like, subscribe wherever you're listening. Leave a comment. If you feel like your friend has been using you, drop a comment. Let's chat about it. Or you can message me if you want me to talk about anything on a podcast episode. Jack and Shimler, it was so lovely to have you. Guys, it was so lovely to have you listening. God bless you. Love you. Bye.